Welcome to the Spunky Spirit Podcast. I'm your host, psychic medium Carrie Muggs. This is where we learn all things spirit, everything from spiritual gifts, awakenings, ghosts, aliens, and starseeds. Nothing is untouchable, but always fun and spunky. I am honored to be on this spiritual journey with you, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.
Hello, and welcome to this episode of Spunky Spirit. I am psychic medium Carrie Muggs, and today we're going to talk about the difference between archangels and guides or spirit guides. So I was doing a Carrie Connects, and one of the questions underneath on my Instagram was, what's the difference between what's the difference between guides and angels? And so I thought that would be a perfect example. That would be a perfect topic to do a podcast on. So our guides are people, or spirits that guide and direct us. So before we come on earth, we have kind of a meeting. I talked about this in some of my past podcasts, but we kind of write a blueprint, or we write a plan of what we want to experience on earth. And our guides are there with us, and they help us to plan this. And some of the people that we run into on earth are there too. Some of our soulmates, some of the people that we live and have experiences with on earth will be there. And we kind of go through this thing where we're like, this is what we want to do. This is what we want to experience. It's not like a test. It's just, this is what I want my spirit and my soul wants to experience. And so we have guides that direct us and help us through that. And they will consist of our ancestors, and some of our ancestors. So people who have passed. So if grandma passed, she can be a guide that directs you and watches over you and helps you on your way, especially if you're dealing with some of the same things that she dealt with on earth, then she can help you go through that too, go through the same similar experiences. In fact, she'd probably be one of the best ones to do that. So the one thing she can't do though, is if you lived on earth with her, then she can't be a main guide, because your main guide has to be with you 24/7 from the day you are born till you leave this earth. And so your main guide could not have lived on earth with you at any time, but you have lived with your main guide in past lives, or you can know your main guide from being on the other side, or you could have been their main guide in a life that they have. They have to have lived on earth at one time, because they have to know what you're going through and understand what you're going through. But they don't have to, they never lived on earth at the same time you did in this lifetime. So, and you can have different guides. You can have animal guides, you can have spiritual guides, you can have your ancestors. Their main purpose is to guide and direct you, to lead you to your blueprint, the thing that you created before you came here. They were with you and said, we want to help you have these experiences. We want to help you find these things that you stated on your blueprint that you wanted. So those are your guides, and you can have as many as you need, or you can have one or two. I think mostly people have a main guide. They have a healing guide, a protector guide, a joy guide, happiness guide. And so healer, protector, main, joy, and then anything else that you want to add a guide to, you can. So if you're like going on a trip, you can ask your travel guides to come to you, or if somebody else has passed that you know of, you can request that they be there. Lots of people request, like musicians can request different ancestors or different people that that are in spirit to help them and guide them. So Napoleon Dynamite, I think not Napoleon Dynamite. No, what is his name? Napoleon. I think it is. I don't know. I read the book. Yeah, this is like one of my ADHD moments, but there's a book that he talks about. It's a really, now I feel stupid. It's a book about how he called in major presidents that have passed over to help him manifest things. And he kind of felt stupid because they were feeling these meetings that he was calling these presidents in were starting to feel very real, even though and he would fall asleep and have dreams about him. And so he stopped doing it because he thought maybe he was going a little bit crazy, or he thought that anyways. So he had a dream and President Lincoln came and said, why aren't we having our meetings anymore? So it's kind of cool because he kind of called in those spirits to be his guide at that time. And animal spirits can be the same. Animal spirits can be, so one of my guides can show up as an owl. That's why my logo is an owl. So I can see it's just kind of her telling me to tap in more or to realize that I need to be more aware of what's going on, or I need to realize that she wants to contact me or connect, or that everything's going to be okay. And so, and a lot of times too, so your guides can be like come through as animals, or they really can be animal guides. They can be, that can be their their main, you know, their oh, this is hard today. Gosh, Gary. So it could be their main form that they want to take on is as an animal. So there's also a guide that I feel like is a lion for me. And I only see him as a lion. So it just depends on how you want to create those guides. And honestly, they don't care honestly how you see them. They just want to be able to connect to you. They don't care. I mean, I just want you to like, for example, if you were to pass over tomorrow and there was somebody on earth that you wanted to connect to, you wouldn't really care. I mean, you would want them to know it was you, but you wouldn't really care how they saw you or how you would do everything you can to reach them and let them know that you're available, that you're there for them. But it wouldn't really matter if like, if it wasn't one of your children or if it was somebody that you didn't really know, you wouldn't, they don't, what I'm trying to say is they don't care if you know their names. They don't care about that stuff. That stuff comes later. So if you want to kind of connect to your guides, they don't care if you, all they care is that you communicate. And once that communication starts and it starts to get better, then they are more likely to bring through their names and things like that. So your guides are who keep you on your blueprint, who keep you on your journey, and you ask them to. Before you came here, you said, this is what I want to experience. This is what I want to go through. This is what you wanted. And so they're trying, it's not that you don't have free agency. It's not that you don't want to do certain things. It's that this is what you said you wanted before you came here. Now, can you change your mind and can your blueprint change? Yes, it can. There's circumstances sometimes that happen on earth and things happen and things change and shift, but you're still a part of that. I feel like when you're sleeping, you still have these meetings with these guides sometimes, and you still kind of go over your life review a little bit and say, okay, this is going to be tweaked and this is going to be changed, because nothing is ever set in stone, ever. And when I give readings, I always say, nothing is ever, future's not set in stone. It can change. And so if something does change or something does kind of tweak it and it has to change, then you will be part of that and your blueprint can change. Now, you probably won't know because your soul will know, but you as a person on earth won't know. That's that veil thing that we talked about last week, where people call it the veil. It exists, but it doesn't exist. So that veil kind of closes, and so you don't remember things. But I believe that the veil is just kind of something we made up because we don't know how to acknowledge it, or I just believe it's our own connection that we are struggling with. Or so if you haven't listened to that episode, you can go back to next week's. But so angels, I feel like angels are a little bit different than our guides. Angels are not fully assigned to us where our guides are. That's another thing too I want to explain. Your guides can change, not your main guide ever, but your other guides can totally your other guides can totally change throughout. So different things you're going through throughout the your lifetime. Different guides can be there for you at different times because of what, if they have more knowledge or more experience in that area, then they can switch out. So my protector guide is different. It changed from when I was little to when I started doing readings. It had to be somebody that was more fierce and somebody that was a bigger protection. So your guides can change out, but never your main guide. Your main guide is the same. And some people too believe that your main guide is just your higher self, which is a whole other probably podcast that it's that whole soul thing that I talked about in some of my other episodes. So, now angels are a little different. Angels are not significantly assigned to you. Angels are kind of like heavenly beings or or energy that go and help people um like at different times. So if they're like roaming through the earth and they see like they can also help your guides. So if there's certain times in your lifetime that you are going to be in danger, or you're going to be that you need extra help, or you send angels to somebody, that's where these angels come in. They are an accent or to your guides. They can help. So there's definitely angels called the warring angels, and you can call for them to help with your children. If you think your children are in danger, if you think you're in danger, they're like warrior angels. Then they work with Archangel Michael, which also are angels, the archangels. There's lots of different archangels. There's Michael, Gabriel, Uriel. You can probably Google. I do have not a YouTube one, but I do have a um episode that I talk just about archangels and which ones I have used in mediums, ones that help mediums or help when people pass over. I think that was Azrael. And I've had different experiences with Uriel. And a lot of people call on Michael, who is the protector. He works with the warring angels. So angels help to guide and protect, and they help your guides if you are in situations where you may need more help, or when things come up that you need more protection, or like if you see those random videos of like people almost getting in accidents, but you see this like angel, or you see something helping, they can be there for that too. Lots of car accidents can have angels surrounding them. Lots of anytime there's any kind of trauma, lots of angels are there to help protect or help ease the trauma, or to help all that kind of stuff. And they work. They don't ever have to have been on earth before. Their job could just be to help people and help trauma situations, and help people to feel the presence of God or the universe or whatever that is. And they are loving, and that's the thing too. Guides and angels are always loving. They're never judgmental. They never judge you. They don't have the capacity to, because they don't, one, the angels don't understand because they've never lived on earth, and your guides have, and they understand. So they never judge. So we have the archangels and the different angels that can help, that heavenly angels that just help things progress or help things when they're needed. And they're beautiful beings. Lots of people, like my favorite song that I listen to at Christmas time is Angels Among Us, because they're just kind of there when people need them, and there when you call on them, or when the guides call on them. And so if you want to find out the different things of that there's Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, and they are from the Christianity and religions. They're from the archangels. I think they're from Judaism too, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I think, but they are in the Bible. And I'm kind of looking at my thing at my phone too. Yes, it says Judaism. However, they are the highest ranking angels, such as Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel, usually referred to as the archangels. And I think in Christianity, they are the second highest rank of angels. And I'm not sure who would be the first. Yeah. So, but they are the archangels, and you can Google archangels and find out which one is um, your most, which one you're connected to the most. Now, I do want to also go back to guides, because guides can also be the ascended master that you're mostly related to. So the ascended masters are like Buddha, Jesus, Mary, Isis. There's just different ascended masters that have been on earth to teach and help us to raise our frequency. And whoever you feel closest to would be your ascended master. So if you feel closest to Jesus, then that would be your ascended master. He's considered a guide. He would be one of your guides that help you. So that's why when I do Carrie Connects, I'll say 333 means your guides are with you, and they're directing you, and they're leading you, and they're helping you. And 444 means your angels are watching over you. That's protection. That's that you need a little bit more, um, protection. And now this this freaks people out sometimes, because when I say 444 means your angels are watching over you, protecting you, some people think, oh, well, I must be in danger. It doesn't always mean you're in danger. It just means that sometimes you have certain times in your life that you need a little extra help, and angels are going to be there to help, or angels are going to be there to protect. And a lot of times too, people will pray to have angels watch over you, and so those angels will come. I know that when I was going through my divorce, there are times that I would wake up and I could feel the extra angels around me, because I know people prayed for them. I know people sent them to me. And so it's kind of like that Care Bear meme. When you pray for somebody, you send them that energy and you send them those angels. So you could have those angels around you that people prayed for you. So anytime you say prayers for people, then the universe or the spiritual realm could send those angels to that person for protection or to watch over, even if they already have their guides, then you're going to send. So just know that every time you pray for somebody, you're basically sending them angels to watch over them. So that's kind of the difference between guides and angels. Guides are assigned to us. Guides are with us till the end. Guides are always continuing with us. They can change out, but they know who we are. They know us intimately. They know us. They love us and they protect us. And angels are just a little bit differently, as they do know us and they do love us, but they don't know us as well as our guides do. They just are there to help us and to protect us and to love on us and send us comfort and send us cheer and send us happiness at times that we need them. And so you can ask for, my favorite is the warring angels. I feel like they are, from what I've seen, they're like strong. If you've ever had a reading in my office, I have a picture of a female warrior with that's clothed in the armor. She has the armor of God around her. And I feel like these are what the warrior angels look like. They have significant armor around them, protective armor, and their main goal is to protect and to serve and to love us as we are. And so I just thought that was super. There is a big difference. Now the guides, you could even tone down the guides. Like I think I have podcasts just straight on guides and a podcast just straight on archangels, but your guides, you can see them however you want to. They just want to be with you and help you, because that was part of the agreement. That was part of your soul contract. And so they're there to help and guide and keep you on that contract. I always liken it to a Walmart trip. So, you always say in your blueprint, you want one of your journeys is to go to Walmart. Well, they want to make sure you go to Walmart. They don't want you to go off to Macy's or Target. They want you to stay on your journey to Walmart. And when you go to Walmart, you want to go to the pharmacy and pick up your purposes, because we have more than one purpose on this earth. And they're all different timings. The timing is it's just when that prescription is due, or when you need that prescription the most. I feel like my purpose when I was 5 is a completely different purpose than I have now. So I hope that answers your questions about different guides and just know that my main message for this is that you are not alone. You are not alone. You have so much protection and so much guidance and sometimes this earth can feel pretty lonely, and you can totally feel like you're alone. And sometimes it can be so focused on what you're doing, and it looks like everybody else is so much better in their life than you are, or you feel defeated. But you are not alone, even though you cannot feel the angels around you, or you cannot feel, I mean, you can, a lot of times you can, if the veil depends on where you have the veil out, right? So, but it's just, you're not alone. You are very, very much loved, and you are very, very much guided. Even though sometimes you don't feel like you are, and you feel very alone. And so sometimes it's hard. So when you say those prayers, you ask for more guidance, or you ask, for them to show themselves, to let you know that they're around. So I hope that that helps you guys. I hope that it kind of distinguishes between the two and you understand it better. So if you do have any questions or want to know what's going on, or have any questions about about certain topics that you want me to talk about on these podcasts, leave me a message or put it in the comments or DM, because I would love to help and just give you my opinion of what I know and what I have, my experience with these things have been. So, okay, I love you guys and I will see you next week.